Okay, so in this video, I'll be sharing the three areas of my profile that I am currently optimizing to attract leads and ideal clients to my profile. Now, for reference, I've just recently booked three sales calls in the space of about 4 hours in one day. So there's something that is working, and I want to share more about what I'm currently doing. So if we take a look at my profile at the moment, I like to divide this usually into about three areas, right? So what you have here is obviously the first thing your ideal client's going to see, right? So this is the top half, right? Now, this includes things such as the banner, the profile picture, and the headline. Now, this is arguably the most important section that you want to focus on. And let's just basically dive straight into actually what I'm doing to do this. So the first thing you want to do is, well, first of all, if we take a look at our banner. So at the moment, what we want to do with the banner is we want to clearly communicate the core desire or result we get our ideal clients, right? And this doesn't need to be overthought, and that is it. And what you'll see with my banner, it's very minimalistic and there's not a lot there. But that's what's really good about it. Because a lot of the time when we think about the LinkedIn banner, people really overdo it, right? Because if you think about it, right, when your ideal clients are coming to LinkedIn, this isn't just what they see. They obviously have the buttons up here, they've got all the stuff on the side. So you want to make sure that what is on your profile, at least on that first bit, is very clear. Don't make them use any more brain calories than they have to understand what you're doing. So, which is why with the banner, I just like to communicate that core desire or result that I'm going to get them. So, in this case, it is literally more revenue for your business. Sure, I have my LinkedIn system plus tools and support, more revenue to your business, right? It's just a bit more of a logic side of thing or of actually how it might look like to work with me. But overall, it's pretty clear in terms of that is the result I get my ideal clients. You want to clearly communicate that. And even more importantly, is your headline here. Now, your headline here, honestly speaking, all it should do is communicate who you help, what you do, how you do it, nothing else. You can have a few other things, but honestly, less is more. And I've seen plenty of LinkedIn headlines, and most of which I never read because they're just too long. And too long for me is if it's more than two lines here, then that's probably a problem. If you can keep it to one line, maybe a line and a half, from what I can see here, then that will do. Because, like I said before, right, this is the first thing your ideal client are going to see because they're going to come from, say, your content or maybe even from an outreach message that you send to, or perhaps even a connection request you're sending. And if this isn't super clear, right, who you help, what you do, how you do it in your headline, and the core result you get in your banner, if that isn't super clear, then those potential qualified ideal client that come across you and that you go to connect with and that you create content about aren't going to recognize that you can help them. And that's just really problematic because it's going to make things confusing. So instead of looking at your profile thinking, how can I make this look good? Think more about how can I make this attract the right people and target the right people. Like your profile doesn't need to look amazing. My profile, to be fair, probably looks a little dull. But that said, it communicates exactly who I help, what I do, how I do it, as well as the core result I get. That's all that I really care about. Because at the end of the day, like I showed before, I'm booking sales calls with it. People can clearly see the value or at least how I can help people. And that's what matters. So if you're not currently booking sales calls, I would literally like to think more about your profile. So that's really the first area. Now, obviously, you do have profile picture, but as you know, obviously, as long as it's a professional headshot, that's really what matters, right? In which obviously what I've got there is pretty, professional. I'm quite happy with that. So I have no problem with that. And you probably already know that. So then we have the second section, which really I would like to say is more the about section. Now, me personally, I don't usually read about section that much. That said, this is stuff that people are more likely going to read if they are interested more about what you do. Now, with this, I genuinely don't worry too much about this either. Right, I like what I really target is almost having this as like an elevator pitch, and all I'm trying to do is really well at the beginning, try and communicate who I help, what I do, and how I do it. A bit more about what my ideal clients tend to struggle with, so I can like resonate with them more in their emotions. And then I briefly summarize what it looks like in terms of my system and process, in terms of how I help them get results. I then go and share a bit more of the results I've got other people and even myself with this result. And then I've also given them a call to action at the end. And this basically is then centered to getting them to book or at least to go to my website. Now, that's also the other thing I just forgot. Obviously, you do have the link in bio up here as well. Now, for this, usually I like to have this as purely a way of them being able to get in touch with me. Now, you could have this as booking an appointment straight there, which is good, right? I mean, I've also got visit my website, which effectively takes them to this page where I suppose there's a bit of a video sales letter, but at the end of the day, it's got immediate book a chat right here where they can immediately book a call. So that's usually why I like to have it either as book an appointment or visit my website, which they can immediately then book in a chat. But what matters is that they can contact you very easily because I've had people that have booked in without even a conversation. I've had people that have booked in maybe with a few conversations or having seen my content. So you want to make sure it's very easy for them to get in touch with you. So that's all I would say for that. So then really the last part which I like to focus on is the featured section. Now, I have had a lot of mixed opinions on this over my time of just being on LinkedIn. And what I found is that I prefer my featured section instead of having links to my YouTube, to lead magnets or any of that sort. I found that the best way to do it is to have social proof, case studies, and other forms of testimonials in your featured. Because what it means is that bearing in mind, right, up here, what we've communicated is, hey, who we help, what we do, how we do it, and the result that we get. The one thing that's missing is the proof, right? The proof of, is that possible? Sure. We talked a bit about it in the about section, but we want to see proof. And so what I've got here is effectively I featured the posts which have proof in them, which have social proof, right? So I've got posts here of screenshots of my calendar of me booking sales calls. I've got screenshots of client wins and screenshots and even video testimonials and such. And the thing about this is this means that when people come across my profile, whether they come from my content or such, they can see the feature and they know that what I'm doing works to some degree, right? To some degree it works. And this is going to help you stand out from most of your competition because most of your competition can say a lot but can't prove a lot. And so if you can prove even just a little bit, you're going to be going a lot further than most of the people in your sort of competition. And that is pretty much it. Yeah, sure. With your profile, you can do a few things with the experience, maybe skills and recommendation of the call. But honestly speaking, all you really need to focus on is this top half and making sure it's clearly communicating who you help, what you do, how you do it, and that main result you get people as well as obviously making sure that the first like call to action there, so the first link in bio is a way for them to get on a call with you, whether that be literally book an appointment or whether that be visit a website, which then takes them to easily book in a call. Because if that's not there, going to be difficult. The second, obviously, part is just being able to have almost like that elevator pitch with the about section. Nothing crazy. Don't make this too long. As you can see, mine is probably around 1,000 characters. So that's pretty much that. And then the feature section showing the proof. I think if you can nail those three, you're going to find it a lot easier to get leads from LinkedIn. But overall, if you enjoyed this, then obviously make sure to like and sort of support this. If you're interested to know if or how I could help you do just this, I actually help coaches do like sign clients with LinkedIn with a similar system that focuses on profile content and outreach. So if you're interested, then make sure to click the link in the description to learn if or how I can help you. However, if you're not just ready yet, I do actually have a free school community for coaches that are trying to sign clients with LinkedIn. So if you're interested in joining that, you can also join that in the description below. But cheers for watching, and I'll catch you soon.